Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your January, February, March 2026 reading, the first quarter preview of next year. This is a collective reading. It is not going to be relevant or connecting for all of you, and that's okay. However, I use fewer cards in an effort to isolate the themes, to keep it general so that you can find yourself in the possible or potential events of the coming year. I will clarify these with another deck and finish up with some oracle cards to identify the themes in each month that will help to summarize some of the focus for you. So let's start with January. Wow, the Tower. This is a surprise. I haven't seen these cards. So the Tower is speaking very clearly about the energy that I'm reading under, which is the full moon in Gemini in December. And the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, which is in a very powerful and supportive aspect to Saturn and Jupiter, both of which will be making some notable movement in the first quarter of the year. So I feel that this is a preparation. Mercury is inclining us to consider our power as magicians, as tricksters, either or, both and it's also supporting our interpretation of experiences that we've had, the feelings that they engendered over the past, for some of you, several years, and directly to those events or activities you started perhaps in the summer and fall of this year, which you are now adjusting, reviewing, recalibrating, and refreshing with a greater sense of your own power and presence. So this is the preparation needed to be open to the emergence of truths that you have yet to discover. And here in January, a monumental revelation descends upon you. This can be in the form of a plan going completely awry. This can be a situation in which you have been juggling at least two different activities, and you have completely different roles in each activity. You can be working to support a collaborative effort, to assist one, and you can be also working on something that is more self-directed, that is, for instance, a side hustle or a second job that you are working to create more structure in, with the hope that it will eclipse the need for other work, other contracts. That's just an example of a situation that may be already, I won't say tenuous, I would say supportive of your forward motion and progress and success in at least one arena, if not both. However, the time management required, the energy required to keep everything in play at a pace that is appropriate to you is challenged here. Something may shift suddenly in one activity or another. The needs may arise, or an opportunity may present itself that you hadn't been in a position to foresee or anticipate. So this is exciting to me because it really follows directly upon the opportunity to be ready to allow truths to emerge, to make discoveries that you have no idea are available to you at this time or will be available to you. In February, the Ten of Wands is, I think, related very much to the activity I'm intuiting many of you are engaged in, this kind of multitasking or multiple projects. Vision is what I'm seeing here, a way that you can attempt to not have it all, but to activate your passions, your interests, and your experience in a way that can garner you the abundance, the stability, the security that you feel you need. And along the way, you have been carrying out your responsibilities and obligations with diligence, with a sense of uh, care, successfully attending to your tasks and obligations, to providing others with what it is they need and expect for you to provide. And you've done that for quite a while, and you have been struggling with what obligations and responsibilities are really appropriate. Is it really fair, just, or efficient for you to be carrying so many responsibilities in so many quarters? And I think this has been on your heart uh, um, for a while. And you haven't found any easy solutions to this. But I do feel that you are, as the result of some unexpected or unpredictable change, uh, releasing a sizable share of those obligations or responsibilities, or better yet, completing many of them so that your ability to surrender these, to let them go, to uh, uh, reach the finish line of one sort or another is imminent in February. February is a watershed of a number of movements, planetary movements. January, the very last days of January, Neptune moves into Aries. So that is already this space of mobilizing your presence, your power, your gifts into some kind of an initiation of a new beginning. And so I do feel that even as a result of this carefully laid structure of multiple projects collapses, you find the opening, the freedom to release what isn't working for you anymore, which is simply too much for you to carry. In March, the Four of Wands. This is recalling that I often once thought of this as the 1111 card, uh, double wish fulfillment. Um, this, for me, is the establishment of a new cultural or social uh, foundation for you. This is you working in collaboration, in community with others, uh, committing to learning as a necessary uh, uh, precursor to the growth that you want to experience in gaining new skills, more knowledge, working with others in a self-supporting community, or a community that amplifies its resources by sharing them. This can be anything from a marriage, which can be seen as a commitment to working in partnership for a greater goal, a greater social goal. This also applies to a literal collaboration or establishment of some kind of community or cultural institution where not only is growth a feature, but it is celebrated. And so this is a beautiful card of recognizing that your foundation is reliant upon lifelong learning, ongoing growth as something that continues to support others and to provide you with the support that you need. I'm going to clarify these cards with the Tower in January, the Queen of Pentacles. There's still so much to talk about. In January, your natural, grounded presence, your realistic and efficient desire to be productive, to be practical, is the foundation upon which you establish a phenomenal work ethic. This work ethic is as much an expression of love and connection to the natural world through your attunement to those you work with, your desire to support and love something into creation, into being, as a nurturer, one who helps others to do their part, to find their strength, to pursue their contribution to a project in the most equitable way. The Six of Swords, Six of Wands here is demonstrating your absolute victory in being a collaborator, a successful collaborator, a member of the community that does, in fact, exemplify a sense of responsibility that is thorough, that is dedicated, that is loyal, and that actually takes a fair amount of joy in the production, the success of an enterprise, so that it is gratifying to see the numbers tally up and balance. It is gratifying to see a beautiful project emerge from a collective effort. These things are for you an expression of love and beauty in the world, and you are equally completely exhilarated by the respect and the regard with which your collaborators, your co-workers, your team members view your successful achievement. And that successful piece of a greater success buoys up the whole enterprise, elevates the whole process of collaboration in a way that is deeply fulfilling to you. And it also puts a lot of eyes on you. So this tower is really appearing to be a rather complex negotiation with incredible benefits to the collapse of one thing and the opening of another, which you are navigating quite expertly in your own time at your own pace. Because you are such a strong person, Capricorn, you are aware that you are often hardier than most, leaning upon your ability to be disciplined has become joyful when you more deeply accept and assume that there is a purpose that benefits you primarily at the center, as it benefits all those that you nurture and care for. In February, the Ten of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So, yes, the theme of hard work and devotion continues. But here I feel like it is in sorting through appropriate responsibilities, refocusing on your personal development, the development of your skills, those things that will improve not only your character, but improve your environment, your work, that allows you to pour yourself into your primary passion. And this is what gives you confidence and an incredible sense of generosity. There is a way in which your connection to heart and mind Again, emphasizing this current full moon energy that you have prepared yourself for is really providing structure and form to your unique expression, to something that is authored by you, even as you are balancing your efforts with a community, a collaboration. This piece of your journey in February begins to hone in on this piece of your effort that is about your own self-created expression, product, service, something that gives you sheer joy in exercising this talent, this gift you have, and something that where you are providing leadership to others in the way that you offer yourself, offer your services in a healing way, but also in a passionate way that is inspirational, that is motivational. There's also a way with Uranus going direct in early February in Taurus that you are aware of your comfort and your need for security and stability. So this is key. This is something that has been driving this move towards the multiple projects, balancing one job with another in order to support a business, a passion of yours. This feels like the life of many artists, as well as entrepreneurs that are balancing investment of time and resources into a variety of places to make way for an expression of passion. In March, the Four of Wands is clarified by the Justice card and the Queen of Swords. Well, I neglected to mention that in March, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. And this is in many ways describing a commitment to your heart, the hearth, the home, to your domestic foundation, your social foundation, which uh, uh, underscores the idea of balanced, harmonious relationship, a sense of justice, a fair, equitable treatment, an opportunity to recognize the progress you've made from perhaps a sense of victimhood to a sense of advocacy, speaking to your empowerment. And this is something that you are mindful of and expressive of through your words, through presentation, through advisement. Others seek out your sense of fairness, equity, for as a way of speaking to how that informs a cultural or social foundation, a community center, uh, um, a place of balance in all relationships, particularly at the heart of a community. So this suggests social and personal, professional relationships that feel as though they are uh, you receiving your just rewards, your just desserts in some way, something that you felt you had no time for, you actually have been building into your effort throughout. So this idea of relationships, intimate, social, loving relationships with loving partners is something that feels as though you have accepted that it may not be the time for this. It may never be the time for that. However, what you have been less aware of is how your relationships in every space you're in have been building upon that deeper connection, that more authentic connection that you're experiencing with yourself, the ability to claim what you desire and to have enough faith and courage to pursue that. And I feel like you are being seen, you're being recognized, and there is some sense of completion, reward, reconnection here that is vindicating your efforts. I'm going to finish, I'm going to pull an oracle card for each month as a way of clarifying what themes are consistent here. Trying to keep this general. So in January, I have pulled the surrender card. I can release my need for control. And I think it's kind of ironic because what I'm getting from January is this deep and multiple balance of a variety of efforts and projects that you are holding up, you are keeping in play. And through the sheer hard work and effort that you are exhibiting and committing to in each project as appropriate. And I think it's interesting that you have released a certain amount of control and accepting that this dance, this sort of, I want to say jigsaw, is contributing to your moving closer to a desired outcome. And I think it's interesting as you have released control and accepted opportunities as you found them, they have ended up being exactly what's needed, exactly what is exposing you to tools and resources that are helping you in other areas, in each area appropriately. In February, the Patience card, I accept that everything happens in divine order. It's interesting because I'm feeling such a big shift in February away from this idea of juggling and more towards this idea of consolidation of effort so that you have sorted and released a lot of obligations that are no longer necessary for you to hold and that have frankly exhausted you. I find all of this very taxing on you physically. And so the need to constantly exercise, eat well, take your vitamins, sleep right, all of these things are a part of your personal energy stores and development as balanced, as having the energy for the work that you have committed to doing. So there's a sense of pacing here that reflects the patience that I believe this knowing that you are pursuing a passion, a gift, the expression of something that is authentic to you gives you the willingness to pace yourself. And that's where I find patience to be relevant here. You understand that this may not get you exactly what you were getting here, but that you will get and overtake the outcomes that you were juggling in the earlier part of the year. In March, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And again, I feel like the idea of relationship, not just the mundane exchanges of energy with individuals and with love and money, for example. But I find the unexpected emergence of a deeper commitment in relationship that feels like some kind of vindication of uh, experiences of loss, of betrayal, of hurt, of pain, even of trauma. That this is something that you have navigated based on some hard-won wisdom, wisdom that you are gathering during this full moon in Gemini in preparation for the emergence of deep commitment personal commitment, a loving commitment, one that couples, teams up with you to do the work that you envision as the right work, the just work, the equity work, the activism, whatever it is that you understand to be part of your mission in this life. And now I will finally pull an enchanted blossom, and I pulled spirituality. And what I like about this deck is I find flowers, much in keeping with Mercury's action right now, to be a language of nature, naturally. And for the butterfly, the common symbol for transformation. And this obviously bears upon the idea of spirituality. I think particularly for the earth signs that you are, this is a way in which immersion into our 3D experiences, the care of our bodies, of our communities, of our earth, can often bring us into the deepest knowing of our more refined spiritual natures. And I do believe that those of you that I'm reading for today are deeply spiritual, have come to understand. For many of you, the most humble experiences in the world have given you the best training for the showing up, for the presence and power that you are now accepting as within you, having always been within you. Thank you, Capricorn. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Until next time, namaste.